Hello and welcome to the next episode of this series, which is all about this Lego room and of course my life. Now fingers crossed this one should be simple enough. The thumbnail and the title has given it away already, but we are going to be placing these three sets into a new section of our theme park display. Now there's obviously going to have to be some changes within this layout because, well, there's been loads of Lego news since I actually started to move some of these tables around. I can't keep up with the bits and pieces that are coming out, but I apologise again for the cluster of the last upload because it was a swing and a miss from Batman. So that is what we are going to be changing with these three units. We are going to be pulling the Batman stuff out. We are going to be putting that stuff in. And then I'm going to be explaining to you guys and girls, which is possibly in the next upload going to be my biggest ever move that I have done since I've started this channel. So with that being said, let's get to it. So at the end of the last upload, we managed to get all of the Ninjago bits and pieces in, and I still think it looks absolutely fantastic. I just need to finish off that roof just on there, and I have to remember to add the base plates in for the two missing sets that aren't here currently for the Ninjago market, which is two base plates, and then the new Ninjago workshop as well. Now the reason why they're not here yet is because just before they went live to be able to order and all of that kind of stuff, the Bricklink designer program stuff turned up, and I was halfway through making the block of cheese for the Star Wars. Now the Star Wars bit's been done, that will get a bit of TLC. Now I'm going to say it early before somebody writes it in the comments. I have had a true nightmare with that back wall. I painted that orange on, I would say now maybe 9 weeks ago. I came up here this morning and it had started to bleed on to the yellow, and it's taken the orange off and it's just running down. So that is just going to have to stay like that until the wall dries out. Then I'm going to figure out what to do. So the Star Wars stuff won't get that much attention for the next couple of uploads, but I've not forgotten about it. We will get back to it, but it just involves getting a paintbrush out and all of that kind of horrible stuff. So I've got to remember what we're going to be doing with the Ninjago bits and pieces, and then we will go into this new display. The Batman, the Joker Man is going to get pulled out because I think we can all agree it's just too dark in there, but there is already a plan in place for that one, so it doesn't matter. The plan is to make every single display as neat and tidy as this. This is organised chaos because you've got the brand new Bricklink Winter 1 at the back. They all look in, they all merge. You've got the train and everything just up there. And that's what we started to do with the rest of them. I started to place them in different zones and different bits and pieces. And then, like I said, there's been some rather big news with regards to new Jurassic Park stuff, new Lord of the Rings stuff, and all of that kind of thing. So there's going to be a little bit of a rejig in the next upload, which might include adding another table, which is going to be very, very emotional. But I need to crack on with this because I have a very, very busy day ahead. Now, hopefully, I've absolutely no idea if you can see anything apart from my backside, but we will going to have to play tag, I think. So if I can move that one over, that one over, and this one, and then we can carry on. Now the Bricklink designer program bits and pieces, they are available up on the YouTube channel, so if you want to see them for yourself and you want to see this in much greater detail, then obviously please feel free. But these two I think are going to scale perfectly, and the reason why I got this one was to put it next to that one and the Jaws set for an entertainment section of the theme park, and it just happens to be, I think this is going to be the perfect corner to place it. So we have to get out everything sort of Batman related. Now the Joker Manor is massive, so I think I'm going to have to sort of pull that. It's just going to be awkward. That's what it's going to be, because I've run out of basically will and space and everything like that. But I think for now I can get away with putting them on the floor until the next upload. I have to move everything off the floor. So you can see how this one is going to go, but the shadow box can go just here. The base plates, we're going to be putting black and blue down for when the water gets darker and darker. And I am going to be adding in the Snake Mountain along with the other He-Man castle and I'm hoping that will be sort of the backdrop for the little bit of theming, because it's going to go Ninjago into a load of water, which would be our entertainment area. But I think the He-Man as a backdrop bit theme, I think that would look quite nice with regards to just having them on display. And then that potentially will then link into a slightly different land and zone. So the shadow box will have to just go somewhere else. It is extremely awkward to display, and it is absolutely, well, it's enormous. We know this, so we've made some nice displays. This one really didn't go to plan, which is obviously a bit of a shame, but I can get it out of this darker corner, put it into a little bit of better lighting, use maybe a different coloured base plate. We might be all right. Now the problem I've got with this is I have wedged this one in with the Harry Potter stuff, and I've still got the Bricklink boxes here. So for the last couple of weeks I've not been up here doing this. I've been building the big cheese and then the two Bricklink stuff. So after they take about a week each, a couple of hours a night, and yada yada yada. And before I got a chance to move anything else, we did this, which went wrong clearly, and then everything broke loose on the line. Now I know this is not going to go well. It is already cracking and breaking in about 3 or 4 different places. So that door is actually supposed to be straight, not a very big wavy line. So come on, thank you. Just not happy. It's just not happy. I'm gonna have to take this off again. No, I don't want to do that. Right. I am. I'm gonna have to just do it separately and then reconnect it back on later, because it's a nightmare. Absolute nightmare. Sometimes it moves okay, sometimes it really does not. And obviously, if it knows it's being rehomed and it's wasted a load of my time, it's not going to work. Now, I already know that the Harry Potter might be a bit of an issue. I have a plan for that as well, so don't worry too much. We've got some changes for different bits and pieces. So you're looking that way. I'm holding my breath on this. Oh, just hit the set with itself, which isn't ideal, and I've got no floor space at the moment either, so I can't even move my feet. Right, that goes there. I can uncross my legs before I ruin my ACL. And then it's just a gorgeous set, but a pain to try and display. Really, really, really is. Right. It's bodged, I know, but it's safe, basically, and that's all I care about at the moment. So it's not going to get wrecked. I can already see a huge problem appearing for the next upload, but I'll worry about that in an hour or two's time. I'm going to try and do a double header in here today and get a load of different bits and pieces done. Right, you're safe and sound up there. So, the plan. I just want to be able to see this floor again as well. That would be nice. Right, all the black base plates are off. Now, we will have two. I think we'll just have 2 of them. Might have to have 2.5. Might have to cut one, do something a bit weird and wonderful with it for that far corner. Yeah, I'm hoping I can get that one in, then get the other two on the table, get the Joker onto this table, and then you'll be able to see everything, because that at the moment is going there, but I don't actually think that's going to work. I think I'm going to be pulling that bit out and sort of just rearranging the display, because I'm not 100% sure at the moment if the Harry Potter is going to stay where it is or move to the other side of the table, and we have a Marvel Street and then we have a Harry Potter alleyway separately. So it looks effective, but it's just too dark, and it just makes this corner too dark, and it's just bad lighting. That's all it is. It's a great location for them if the lighting was okay. The lighting isn't okay, so clearly it doesn't work very well. Now I am going to struggle all upload with space, and that is going to be the theme until I can get some of these back on and off. Right, that's all the vehicles very riskily on the floor. I don't particularly want to stand on those. I can slide the Harry Potter down, that would be great. Thank you. Get this other one out of the way. So I'm going to keep it as an alleyway. He says it just depends if it's going at the end of the table. So here, just depends if it's going to go at the end of the table instead, and that gets moved over to that bit, so it's a bit less of a shadow. The two sets at the back, I'm hoping will just go side by side, and it's just going to be He-Man, Castle Grayskull and Snake Mountain going on to these two. So if that gives us enough space here, potentially that will go right in the corner. That it's just one of those. So we'll basically just have to wait and see what's going to happen and where we're going to go. But I think you're pointing in the right direction. Yeah. So already there's a lot more light there, and if I was to just pull that over, but you just can't see the cars on it, so it can't be the black. But I think the first thing that's going to go in is Castle Grayskull, and because Snake Mountain's purple, it should work quite nicely, he says. Now, what I need to do, without dropping anything or breaking anything, is just pull these out sensibly, which is a very, very big word for me. Right, there's the little boat. That's the new harbour. Oh, yeah. So pull it out sensibly. I've got the turtle leg. There we go. I've got his turtle leg stuck in the Harry Potter set. So we'll figure out where that one is going to go in a second. I think I've got a plan, but I just don't know if it's going to go side by side or staggered. I don't know whether to have more water or add a little bit of a beach area. So right, I've just grabbed on to the He-Man set. Now the He-Man stuff is done by, well, it was done by Mega, which is now no longer. So it's now under Mattel, which that's what it always was, but it's just a slightly different thing. Now we are going to have to get a little bit creative with how the base plate's going to kind of merge. Because again, the problem I've got is the two huge sets from Ninjago, which is basically setting the tempo. Well, they're not here, so because they're not here, it's quite hard. But I'll tell you what, that's not too bad at all. I need every single stud possible for this to work, I think. So I'll get that right over, right to the back. Get it level. There's going to be a lot of table wiggling and manoeuvrage coming, but I do like this set. I think it looks great, and I think the other one just beside that has see, that looks so good on the black base plates. That's what I was hoping the Batman was going to look like, but clearly black on black does not work. It needs to be a slightly brighter colour. Talking of base plates, how are we going to do the base plates? Because I need to put the base plates down before the sets go down. Right, let's have a look. Let's just get these two in situ of where I think, like I said, it's a big think, they could go. That is already looking positive. That is already looking positive. Forget the Joker Manor. I'm about to pull that and get that out the way. So let's get that in the corner. I could have a row of black going into blue the other way as well, because I could put Stranger Things on a black base plate, because it's got green and grey, green and brown, sorry. So I could add more black that way. It just depends on how much base plates I've got, because if I could get another row of black, I was going to add more water, but it could just be its own completely separate land, which will make sense because of the water coming off Ninjago. You go past the Harbourmaster, you come past that, then we'll have like a watery area. If that boat will fit, that will go there. If not, it will be the Jaws boat, and then this will just go this will go behind the docks. So there's a plan in place for that, and then it's just a case of we will see exactly what we're gonna try and achieve. Now, can I? Oh, what am I doing? Can I move this Joker Manor on that stand to that table? Or is it just going to fall off and smash? Is it going to fall off and smash anyway? That's the other issue. I am terrified that whatever I do, I'm going to drop the Joker Manor. I can't remember if I've ever picked this up, or if I've just slid it from table to table. No, there's no, not even I'm that stupid. I've got nowhere to put it. This is the problem, so we're just going to have to be playing Tetris. Because this set by itself isn't exactly light. And it's huge. It's super, super colourful. So I think it's going to be an interesting location for that one as well. So this one does fit, which is great. And then I'm hoping now this one will just go straight back on the stand, and I can carry on using that table if I need it for this upload, and it's all going to go wrong for the next one. This could be very expensive, because if this falls off this now, it's over my laptop. So I'm currently editing something together. So it's big. It's a big thing. See, that looks great. They could, because I've got two of these tracks, the tracks could go in front of each other, and we could have the Harry Potter on the two tracks to be different, and that could basically go potentially at the end, and we just have, if we could fit two of them, we could do that, and then we just got the Gringotts Bank on the floor with that, and that's just all one Harry Potter section. But again, we're going to get to the end of that table and then just see exactly what is what. But the colours of this work. I'm glad of this, because I want the mythical stuff against the back, because again, if you've seen any of the Ninjago stuff, they go into different mythic realms and all that kind of thing, so it could be used as theming to a Ninjago show. It can also be used for theming for a Jaws show and all of that kind of thing. And like I said, we can just eventually at some point make up some seating and things. I think we could get away with it. Now, all of these are going to have to go on base plates, I know, so I'm going to have to keep moving these, but that is obviously the first option. So they go side by side, just like that, and then we see what is what. Now, this has to face forward. and I think that's a very, very pretty place for that to go. It is missing odd bits and pieces because, of course, this has been moved practically every time I've done a table display because it hasn't had a home. But I have said for a long, long time there is a plan in place, and this is literally 6 months in the making. Now, we've got a fueling station just here, so there is potential if we spun it round like this. You've got the Harbourmaster front door now, and then what you do is you put the boat beside it like so, and we could potentially connect these two up together with just a path, and the water starts literally there, because I did say in the upload of this that you could create a pier coming out, but that would be obviously quite a lot of work. But the sizes and shapes of this are quite unusual for base plates. Now, talking of base plates, I need to put down a colour that is not going to get used, but we can see it. So I'm going to put green down. I need to put 3 green base plates down so we can see what is going on, and I want you to be able to see everything. But that's the kind of spacing I want, because there'll be water behind. I don't know whether to put water behind this or have a little bit of a beach, because all of this is going to be water as well, and this is going to be brought to the front, because I think that boat's going to have to go behind it, and I think the small little jaws set will look cracking there, because we could have Bruce over that bit and we can have the other smaller boat there. This is going to have to be stepped and staggered. It's actually a lot easier to see now the Batman thing's gone, because we're looking at 3 base plates. Now, I need to find 8 inches, which is a story I would imagine of everybody's life, just hoping for an extra inch. So I don't know. This will go back, rather than it being flush to the hatch. It will go back, because you can see what we've got there. This will be a separate upload, but then if it went back, right, let's just get all of those placed, because where the shadow box was is where we had measured in the past to where the Ninjago sets were going to finish. So 3 base plates, 1, 2, 3. And what I do is, if I just pick this up and spin it round for now. So that one and that one is the market. And then I don't know whether to have them stepped, where those 3 are brought all the way forward, and then what is technically the next 3 does fit behind, because it's going to be taller than that, but that one will be stepped back again, so it could just be like so. So obviously there's one set, there's the next set, that's where the shadow box started, and then it wrapped around. Because we could get another set in there without it being too claustrophobic. I just think they work like that. I don't think if that one went further back, I don't think that would look as good, because you could have it at the end just there, and then you've got the water and everything in front of it, but then you wouldn't want to put anything in front. You could just have that as all water and boats and things. It's just the problem I have. I don't think it would look too bad if it's stepped like that. I have to get the new Ninjago one first because it's going to go there, and as long as it's not being blocked off by this, because this isn't exactly massive, it should be okay. But it's going to block off quite a bit to that on the side, so I think if that came forward like so, everything else probably would just be blue base plates, and then I can just get darker tiling to go on. I would really like, oh no, I can't. So it's like, I would really like that boat. Can I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 studs is what I need. God, it's a magic 8. I need 8 inches, I need 8 studs, I need all sorts of 8s going on. Can I get that over to be able to bring this to the front? Which I don't think I can. But let's have that loop. Because my plan was to bring this all the way to the front on each one, like so, and then have the boat behind it. But I did that, was still not enough. Now the bait shop can go over ever so slightly. I don't particularly want to put the big setup on the corner, which might have no other choice. Because if that just wiggled over ever so slightly, I just quite like that on the corner of the table. But obviously the simplest thing to do is that. That's the simplest thing. You just come to there. That's the market. And then you have that off the market like that. And then there's a big step behind it for the new one. There's your water, and it wraps around. And then the back of this is obviously all a hidden display of water. There's some boats and things in there. You wouldn't see it on camera, but I knew it would be there. I can just water tile the back, because don't forget it's got a display at the back with the docks, so that it is a double-sided thing. Or do I push it to the back and then make a display in front of it? Because does it look a little bit too impeding at the front? Because then if I did that, then nothing really has to move. So that is there. Because technically this one in the middle is a standalone. So we could have them, I don't know, it looks stupid, but we could have it stepped, where you've got movie, Masters of Spinjitzu, and then you've got the Rising Dragon. Or it's all to the front. And I think without them being here, it's going to be very, very difficult to see. But the only option I've got is to do that. It does this, and then we've got the row all the way at the back of whatever. But I think now that boat will fit behind that. I think it will go, should go behind. I'm still hunting down the last couple of pieces for a couple of these sets, but we're getting there. Yeah, so that will go, no problem. That'll go all the way behind it. Because if it goes in front of it, it's obviously going to be too big. Because my plan was to have it by the dock. I was going to put that all the way up here with water, so that way you can see the sails and it's not impeding anything, and it's big enough to see. So that was my idea for that, which I think looks quite nice. And again, it still fits then if we were to step that all the way back and just have those two steps. But what we put here, I'm not 100% sure. That boat does work like that. See the sails and things. So yeah, I'm not sure. As you can tell, I'm not quite sure at all. But all I've got to do is put the base plates down, and then it can just be wiggled, because it's, like I said, it's just going to be blue base plates. But let us know how you would do it, and what do you think. Yeah, so I'm going to move it. I'm going to move it all and do all the other little bits and pieces with all the stuff anyway. And I just got to think what is going to go on here, and that's two, and then here, and I don't know closed how big the Castle Grey Snake Mountain is, so we'll give it pretty much 2 base plates of space. So I could have 2 sets over 3 base plates of the space, and then we can see where we're going. With that. Now the other thing is I've got these tiny things. I was going to add these little ones by the Harbourmaster so you can see it, because these are the ones that come with that, and you've got the basically you've got the big river or stream going into the ocean. So that was another weird and wonderful idea. So let me grab some of these blues and see what this looks like. I know it's a bit stupid putting the... Oh, that is very stupid. I'm going to put a white one down in the corner, because that's where that thing's going to sit. No, it's not, because if it's not there, it'll have to be blue. So I'm going to have to go blue. We're off by half a base plate. So just got to think, what colour are we going to put down, and where are we going to put it? That did go there. We've got the water just there. what needs to come to the front. Guys, it's a lot harder to move it when the base plate's on the table. Good grief. I'm gonna try and cover up the bits. I'll open up another pack, get a couple more blue ones out. Now, of course, it would be like that in front, if that's how that was going to go. So just flip, reverse it. So I've trimmed those to fit. And the boats could, those small Ninjago boats could go, they could potentially go just there. And then I've got one there. It's just a lot. I think you just need the brighter colours in this corner, and then we can see exactly what the rest of it is all about. When it comes to that, how am I going to do this? So, because when I'm happy with it, I might just end up cutting some of these base plates. I leave that white as a reminder that it might be changed. That is to line on that table. Oh, you said, didn't you? Oh yeah. It could be a different colour, potentially. Because we might have a path at the front, mightn't we? Potentially. God, that is really, really skew-if. I have no idea what you've just seen, I do apologise. So, that is there. That is going to be the back run, which I am very tempted to carry on with all the way across the edge of that table, up to D&D. If the Harry Potter came off, the haunted house comes over. Because we've pulled out unit-wise. Big thing, but we've added that in its place with the other one, so there's two for that. We've added in those two, which I couldn't do anyway. So I think we're adding in more units in this corner, but they're just not as big. But yeah, that's what we're going to have to think of. Do we just have a load of blue around it? What do I do with this bit with regards to it sort of connecting up? It will all be fondled with as such, because that's where the fuel is. So that'll go back maybe to that corner. And then this bit would just be a path, just a different path going around. So that could be all of our watery section. You have the, like I said, Jaws could go there and all that kind of thing. But I want you guys and girls to let me know. And like I said, as soon as both of those Ninjago sets are here and built, it's either a straight line across the back with the blue in front, or it's stepped. It looks right now, but if it was stepped, you'd see that more of that as well. Tempted to step it to split the series up. Film, Spinjitzu, hence why it's split with that, which doesn't actually connect to anything. That's an end one. I know a lot of people have said it's going to be a bit of a pig, but I think the two new ones should connect okay. Something in front of it, but nothing massive. So that would be you, and you, with potentially a rogue dinosaur from a T-Rex thing, and we would go from there. So that for me works at the moment. I'm quite happy with that, but this Harry Potter I think is going to have to move, and it's going to have to be replaced with the haunted house. Right, thinking out loud, because we like to do this. Dragon goes straight against the back wall. Stranger Things go back against a straight wall. You got black all the way up to the D&D that is obviously on water. That's our mythical strip. It's a completely different land, different base plate, different colour path, but it just merges nicely with Ninjago because it could be a mythic realm and all that kind of thing. Now, if I was to do that, I don't have the space to put the alleyway as an alleyway, which would then mean we'd have to play tag. So the haunted house would have to come over because it makes sense having the haunted house there. Ghostbusters makes sense being there, but I think I could leave space. But if I left space, I'm going to be struggling for something else. Until I move it, we don't know what it's going to look like, but then at the same time, I don't want to move it because it's going to be a pain in the ass. And then all we've got around here, the jaws set to add. Yeah, I think if we have them stepped, it'll give us an extra bit of display. So we can gain two base plates of display. That's the new 3 for the green. There's your blue, blue, blue. That's where the blue finishes. And then we've got this merge. Next thing I need to do then is put some more black bits and pieces down. I need to move this. Where am I putting this? I don't really want to put it on the floor. I don't really want to put it on the floor. All the Harry Potter. Could we go Harry Potter, Marvel, separate strips, separate bits and pieces? It takes a base plate width of space, minus obviously minus those feet. Again with this one, I have no idea. I just don't know. I'm going to move that last because I don't know if it will look nice. That means I'm going to put you somewhere else, so you're not just looking at my. Well, you're going to look at my back the whole time, but I don't know if it would look nice on the corner or not. So it went there. That's where the haunted house would go. D&D is technically on water, so I could put the D&D here and have it stepped and staggered. If I did that, I could potentially get the alleyway down the end. It's so much brighter now the both of these tall bits have gone, because it was the Joker Manor, I think, that caused a huge shadow, because you can see here it causes a massive shadow. But it's just life, isn't it? It is what it is with that. But if that went somewhere else, what it got used for, I'm not too sure. But then the haunted house could just stay in a haunted section with the Ghostbuster firehouse. Right. Let's see what we can do with this back strip, and we'll see what actually happens with this. So there's some black, there's some blue. It's a random Christmas tree. There's the D&D minifigures, which I have been desperate to make a diorama with. that detaches from that. That is there. Because technically, in Universal Studios, especially in Florida where you've got the two separate parks, they've got two separate Harry Potter lands. Each land's a completely separate thing. You've got to travel from one to another. So I split them up. It wouldn't matter, but it would kind of need to go relatively well with something else. It's a Rogue Christmas tree. That's a Rogue screwdriver. There's the minifigures. That is that. It does look very nice. The back end of this looks fantastic with the bits and pieces in there. Look at the casualty though. So there's all this amazing detail. And then also that's where the other minifigures would stand. Okay, right. So how do we do this? Two ways with two separate things. We are blue D&D, some minifigures at the front, or do I just spin it around and keep it straight? So if that went there, that one went there, straight line done. All of this space is here. Because this is basically as far as I thought about, and I had a couple of backup plans. I think potentially I could have that stepped and staggered. That could come to the front, like say here, so it looks like it's in its own water. And we could actually carry the water going across the front, potentially, because there's water on this bit, because that is big. So see what that looked like. So I'm not putting the base plates down until I know. This gets pulled over and the alleyway just goes on the edge just here, because there's a plan. I've got no choice but to move the red roller coaster, which is going to have to go over on that bit. But it is just giving them a little bit more breathing space. So that's basically what that looks like now. And if I did that, I don't know what to put in front. So let's have a look. All the base plates aren't quite on. I think that's going to look great on the back. Don't worry, it splits apart. Can I? This over here in the corner on blue. Oh, I think it'll fit as well. That's an actual corner. I really hope that's coming through on camera okay. So that works really nicely as a corner piece because it's straight and then all these weirdy shapes. But again, it's not causing a massive shadow. And because, well, it's this. We've got a big slide and it's purple and everything else. It'll be closed. It'll have that fascia. I've given it a base plate in half. So I'm just hoping that is enough. That is enough space. So we have a base plate that we can see, colour we can see, colour we can see. Go for blue. I left that is where that would be. And then the alleyway goes down. Right, that was very, very lucky. The camera actually overheated and I couldn't get the battery out of it, so I thought it was about to burst. So luckily it didn't corrupt the memory card, but this is what we see from here. Now I guess, now I've sort of had a couple of minutes as the camera's cooling down, is the nice thing about this is I could bring this to the edge of this table, which is fine, put the blue base plate down, bring the blue base plates all the way over, obviously not there, and the water just carries on. But the nice thing is that this doesn't cover, the back of it only covers a couple of studs of the black, so you're going to see all of the purple nicely. But we can also move this one over more and see what it's like, because it would be brighter if I had the blue, obviously, sorry, the green rather than the blue. But this colour is actually really dark to see anyway. So it's kind of works that it's in a little bit more of a shade, unlike the Batman where it's just jet black. But because it's the dark blue with sort of like this brown and all that kind of stuff, it kind of works all right there. But I think I'd pull that one over. But what a long-winded way round of me saying, if I can keep this here, it's a dragon with a dragon, and obviously Ninjago's famous for dragons, and the new series is Rising of the Dragons. So that would be those two sets of Ninjago just there. And the other thing I have just thought of is where we got the two blue base plates at the front, I have got the Spring Lantern set, which is a base plate and a half, I do believe. So that could potentially go in front. Or, like I said, it just stays water. The Bounty is bigger than two base plates, so it definitely won't fit at the front. But if the rumours are true, with the Forbidden 5 and them getting their own reversal Bounty where everything's black instead of red and everything else, that would work facing that one the other way, and have both of them at the back. But again, it's all going to be its own separate Ninjago upload, but it's just something I'm trying to keep into consideration. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put you at a slightly different bit. I'm going to use the shadow box. That's the first time it's been used good for anything. That is part of D&D, that is part of D&D, so that will need a bit of TLC. But if the Stranger Things got brought over, the alleyway got put in, and the Snake Mountain got put in, everything's gone back apart from one, but we've gained a Snake Mountain. Basically, we swapped Snake Mountain for the Harry Potter set, and I think it might work, because if I just had this beside like it was, and it was like that, because we've got the water coming down, and you just step to the side, you can see the Strange Things absolutely no problem at all, depending on which way you wanted that facing. So if I had it that way, you can really see the Stranger Things, so I could actually have the bank the opposite way. So that, I think we get more space at the top. Let me guess, I'm pointing you down, yeah. More on. So I think we get more space at the top that way, but you've got the side wall fascia. I could have the legs like this and spin the base plate round one, I think, at the top, because if we go to there, I can look at the open back from that side, and then we've got the bank facing the Harry Potter, which kind of makes sense considering it's supposed to be the Harry Potter thing. If I was to move this over, we might have to work backwards now. We're gonna have to work backwards and put the base plates down and just see. Space-wise, that's actually really nice. You can see everything can breathe. It's much more spacious than what it was. Much more. Which is fantastic. But it very much depends on if the alleyway will work like this. Now, I've got loads of white, so we'll put this on the white base plate. Again, we can start at the back and have this as a different colour. There's stuff that we can do with that. So we will have that one in first. we will have the blue one in next. It's kind of ending the land off because this next table is a standalone table. But I really do, I keep pointing in the wrong direction, there we go. I really do want, I want this to work, if I'm being very, very honest. Now we've got, you can see here, where the, obviously this bit's where the black is about to go. And I might be able to overlap one of the black underneath the stranger thing. So we've got basically 3 sets in the mythical that of black, and I don't know whether to have, no, do I have this on grey or blue or green? Because if it's its own separate land, I would say that needs blue around it because it's water and there's water going to nothing on there. So I would have it as blue and almost have it as a extension of the world merging. Again, that's a thing that they're doing in Ninjago at the moment. But we've got a nice little bit of space just here on the table. We'll get the pink one down, but I'll actually stand the minifigures up as we do it because I've knocked them all over, because obviously I moved this so many times. Just want to get this one correct and nailed. Right, okay. Because I think what I'd do with the minifigures, if this does work, I think actually because it's an alleyway, they work low down. I was about to say I could actually add them to the roof like we've done with the Marvel stuff, but that's not bad, you know. That's not bad. Right, that is the table. Do I have, I don't know. I haven't got any way, I don't think, of adding that in front of it in a straight line. There's no table in here that will do it. The only way it would work is if I moved it onto the other side. Because I just don't know now if it looks too cramped or not. I think that looks really nice to look down and see. It's not going to make a difference if it's on or off the stand. Let's get some of the other base plates down and just see what it's going to do. This really does need to move properly now. I can't remember the last time I did it. I've got confidence in it, but I just can't remember. Committed. There we go. No drama at all. It's just such a big thing. Such a big thing. Right. So we have that straight off there. We have that straight off there. And there's one there already, which I brought this to there. I've then got choices of what's going on. Right, I have got as normal, I've got a bit of a problem. The back wall isn't straight with the tables, so I can't straighten the base plates up perfectly. I think that's a little bit better. Particularly when I lose out in a load of studdage. Goes like that. I think that would go back to about there. Yeah, I think. Yes, the black. I think the black strip works well. It's just, do I keep the Harry Potter with the dragons, or do I bring the haunted house over, like I said, which would just go straight in that corner because it's the biggest thing, and then add some other smaller things there. But it does make sense having the Harry Potter close to the mythical stuff. And I've got, look, I've got all the way to here I could go with the Stranger Things, and obviously when the other set's in beside it, we've got all of that space as well. So it's not going to be swallowed up too much. The only thing is, what I've done is somehow I've caught the dragon's tail in that set. I'm not too sure if it's stopping it from falling over or not. It probably is. There we go. So now that dragon's standing by itself. Vehicle, you can see. The owl you can see on there. So yeah, that works. Just what do I do? I need 3 of the next colour. I have to try it. Again, we're going to have this strip going across the front, which I can change, or I underlay grey or green underneath the base plate to give us a path. That is an option. Now, can I? There we go. Can I get those out? Can I get this underneath? I don't think I can. This is going to have to move completely. Oh, space is so tight. Don't let dragons fall off either. So wait. Yeah. Might be one of those where the Harry Potter plays tag with the haunted house potentially, but we shall see. I always forget how easy this thing is to move. And it's such a cool set. So yeah, we're going to have this strip all the way around the front, which can be something, but what it's going to be, I don't know. But for now, rather than just wasting base plates, I'm going to pull these forward, just so we can actually see what is what. Pull that one forward, push that back. It's really difficult when nothing lines up. Right, okay. So we need a bit of manipulation at the back. So again, I can just get some of the the water there, so that'll be fully watered. Let's get this one back into where it's going, which was this corner just here. That's the corner of the table. That's the pinhole. There we go, that's the pinhole, that's pushed up to there. That can go back roughly where it was, that's there. And then that one slides over and pushes in. See, that looks fine. That looks fine. I just don't know with that. Because I don't think it would work if that got brought over to there. Because if this got moved over by 32 studs, of course, I need to plank the dragon back on. This is definitely going to fall off tonight. It's not even up for debate. That is definitely going flying. Because if that... Alright, here, there. If this one wasn't here, and this one was like that, we still have plenty of room to the dragon, and then we can have the D&D figures in front of it. And you have a run across the back for the Stranger Things, and then does that fit in that corner? My head is starting to hurt on this now. So I'm not moving it for the sake of just randomly moving it. I am trying to give it as much breathing space as possible. But I just don't know. If we swap them over or not. Of course, I'm doing all of this while balancing over a loft hatch as well, so it's not the easiest things to try and do. Now, does that separate the lands a little bit better? And now you're walking into Harry Potter. And then that can butt right up to there. It's bigger, so it doesn't look too bad at all. That can go over there, so that's okay. It just looks a little bit squashed, only because that dragon is where it is. There's actually quite a lot of space between those, as you can see. So like that, that's what you would see for the Stranger Things. It's just this dragon. So if I could potentially get the dragon flying on some cylinder tubes, so it was just flying above, about there probably, that works. All of that works, I think. So So that basically, that dragon has to fly for that display to work. And this actually cuts the water off. So then we can go into grey. I just don't know now if that's actually going to fit. There'll be tears. Oh, I think it does look better like that. It's a divide. We've got Ninjago with it, water, with the little show, mythical sort of section going into Harry and his Potter. I just need to close the gap up, and I can't figure out which one needs to move. I don't know if it's the black one that needs to come over, which I think it is. Yeah, alright, fine. So, that one, and that one. Yeah, get that dragon up and flying, and I think we're good. Now, like I said, the red coaster is going to go there. So how can we get this one in that table? And do I put two? Does it fit both stands? If it fits both stands, then what do I do? It's not going to fit both stands. I don't even think it's going to fit the one, so I'm getting a little bit ambitious. Alright. Oh, I've just headbutted the roof. Booger. Didn't want to do that. What is knock? Something's just knocked. I don't know what it was. Well, again, you're looking at the wrong bit. It's right stood in the corner, not casting a shadow whatsoever onto anything else. If I raised the other orange dragon, that would be living the dream. But we have got base plate of space, because if I very, very carefully, you can see what the problem is that the legs will actually only fit on the corner of this table two ways. So if I span, please, please, please turn, please turn. Oh, it does. I span that round like that. Had that there. That's its own enclosed thing. And then we've got the alleyway. Again, get that out the way just so you can see. D&D display, Stranger Things, that, plenty of space now. And then this. What do we put with it? Because the other legs will fit. Don't think we can put the alleyway up on there. I could just hide the other Harry Potter house behind it on a green base plate. We could put one green, maybe one grey, and it's just there, because this is the ride to the actual land, obviously, and then we'll have another. We've then technically got a ride for the mythical bit as well, so I just don't know what to do with that. And with the amount of sets that I've got to move, I have to use that sort of table space up at the moment. Just don't know whether to have that on blue with the water going in, and then maybe green behind it, and just sort of wrap the video up. And then it's I think hopefully you can see down what I'm trying to do with it just being spacious and like the Winter Village kind of setup where it's just nice and everything else. But that dragon has to be flying up on that bit. It can't stay low. Put that That Snake Mountain from Mega will go in there, I think. And that'll just a nice bright bit of purple, and that should finish it off. Right, I'm going to throw the Harry Potter bit in, and then I think we're done. And then we will revisit this when it comes to the Ninjago 2, because obviously we've got the back to think about and all that kind of thing. And then we will work out base plates that are needed, because I've got them sort of overlapping at the moment, so I know that needs to be filled in. So basically it's a base plate cut in half at the back, but I'll just put 2 more down at the back, so that will work. We've got the strip of black going across, so that's okay. So I'd say that could go on black. Oh, that could go on black as well. I could have the black wrapping around the water. Oh dear, I didn't think of that. So I have black, 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 black. This on black, because it's the grey in the water so you see it. And then behind it is just one green base plate. Because if it's blue... Bugger! Oh, now I've said it, I want to see if it works. If it does work, then obviously it carries on with our footpath thing, because we're trying to make the footpath the same, so it means I can keep the tiling colour the same. Oh dear. Right, we'll do this and then we're done. I am very, very thirsty. I want a drink, and I might have a little cry as well, but hopefully it'll just be a straight swap. That's also going to be a straight swap. Don't want to be doing that. That definitely makes the blue stand out a lot more, that's for sure. Will it make the purple stand out enough? That's the question. It's all going wrong now. Tell you what, that doesn't look bad. That does not look bad. It might look dreadful in a second, but currently it doesn't look bad. It's a set of flags. It's a set of flags that's just fallen over. So there we go. I won't be lazy. I will pen them back on. Yes, thank you, that works fantastically well. I'm glad I just did that. Because it then obviously means I can put a different colour down on the black with the minifigures, rather than them just looking like they're walking in water. Because that was a thing that I was kind of thinking about. Oh, so it's Harry Potter mythical, or is it its own land? Because the alleyway is a complete divide. Can't really have the Gringotts Bank on green. I don't know. I think for now what I'm going to do is I'm not going to put any base plates down there. I'm just going to get that one in, because it's just going to be easy to slide in with no base plates down, and then it'll be easy to slide back out again if it just doesn't work, but I don't think it's going to work. And then think about life choices and what. I don't think the black's a bad idea. It's just, I don't know if we do that, is it going to look like one continuous land? Do I want Harry Potter to be part of the weird and wonderful land, or do I want it completely separate? If I put too much black down, is it going to be too overpowering and it might not work? So, I'm going to find out soon. And of course, I keep saying it, the haunted house could come over here. I'll tell you what, it still might do. Oh, would it fit? Where are you there? Could I have the haunted house underneath the plugs with this thing in front of it? So you've got two tall things side by side. Don't really think that's the... It's an option. I just don't know if you'd see it. It's all the way over there. I've got to crawl all the way over and do it. So there's your two possibilities then. So you've got that there, which looks fine and instantly will work with the green base plate, as you can fully well imagine for yourselves. That will just look fine. But the second this other thing goes in, will it look fine or will it look dreadful? Now, if we're going to do it as it would be displayed, it would be closer to there, like so. That fits in there, like so. And that gets pulled back over. Bugger, that gets pulled back over. That camera is smelling very, very, very hot. See, that works for heights and things. That's why I think that flipping haunted house would work. Might be too wide, actually. Might be too wide. I want to keep this on the tracks. I'm determined to keep this on the tracks because nobody else does, because it's such a pain to display. Obviously, the second we do that, if I had that all the way on, well, to be fair, I think no matter what goes there, you're not going to see it. If you come around here, you can. I think on a green base plate, and you can see it fine, overlooking the alleyway. So it would be basically it's a bit of fascia. That's all it is. It's just a little bit of theming. It's almost like it's a wall stopping us for the next bit. So okay, that's good that we've seen that. So I can't really push that back any further. And yeah, we've got all of that space there. I don't really think, well, to be fair, if I spun it around any other way, you wouldn't see the side or the front. So when this table's not here, I can't see it, but you can. You could probably see that okay from the side. So that's the other thing you've got to remember. You can't unless it's hidden here, but then you walk around the side of the room and you'd see it elsewhere. Right, done, I think. Let me know what you think. One set to add there on the black. I think that black wrap around that blue looks fine. We'll fill in all the gaps and make it all look neat and tidy with paths and things when the Ninjago sets do arrive. And yeah, we'll just figure out if the jaws, like we could have the jaws here. And I could push this back a little bit more, so we need to have a path. Necessarily that's not going to be at all the water bits, and we can just utilise the water at the front, or we have it with the spring lantern. But I think we are done, because that works on there. The minifigures you can see on there, so yeah, obviously it needs a bit of TLC and all that kind of thing, but I got far too much to be moving to be worrying about all of that. We'll come back and do it in one hit, because I know this has been going on for about 90 minutes and I've done it non-stop. It was five maybe 10 minutes to let the camera cool down and then just carry on. So It's a nice change. It looks nice. We can get the rest of the room looking like this with clear divides of everything for the theme park stuff. Definitely got to get that orange dragon up nice and tall, and I think then that will really set that bit off, because it's a just nice bright bit of vibrant colour up. So I've got to figure out, it'd be the clear cylinder tubes obviously, but I just want to figure out what if I got anything that will do this, because you've got 3 ways that could stand, because you've got the 2 red bits, which obviously is reversed, so you can't do anything on that. And then you've got those holes. Maybe a prong coming out the tail. That's going to be tricky. So that'd be a separate thing. But again, I'm going to put that. Oh dear, back round that flag. That's what I've just done. I'll put that back round there. That is 100% going to fall off, but you can see now why that needs to be flying. Right guys, that is it, and I am done. I've got a lot to get on with. Like I said, the next upload that follows this is going to be the biggest move I think I've ever done, and I haven't got any space to put anything, so it's going to be very, very interesting to see what happens. Batman's going to get rehomed, see what we're going to do with the Joker. This is all going to get redone. The only 2 things that are going to stay in the same place, I think, is the loop coaster and the Avengers Tower. Everything else will be finding a new home, all because of Jurassic Park. That's all I'm saying. We'll leave it at that, and then you can look forward to the next little bits and pieces. But guys, again, that is it, and I am done. So if you could like this video and subscribe to the channel, that'd be absolutely fantastic. But as always, thank you very much for watching. You lot take care, and I hope to catch you next one.